There's a chance they won't make it. I just want to set your expectations. Yeah. They'll die quickly anyway.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. So today we are going to be having our friends Robert and Sherry come over. They're going to come hang out with us for the day, as well as we're going to be doing a hive inspection. Robert gave me these bees. These are from his bees that he went ahead and did a split on. He gave me these bees back in June. So here we are, beginning of September. We definitely need to do a hive check, and this is the first time he's coming out since giving me these bees. And we are going to check on how they are doing. And we are going to see whether or not we need to do a mite treatment. Because this is mite season, bees are infested with varroa mite a lot of the times. So you have to keep on top of it. This is my first time having bees, so I don't know what to look for, and I don't know what these varroa mites look like. So Robert is going to come over and we are going to do an inspection with our bees, see how they're doing, as well as check for mites. So they should be here at any moment now, and we'll go ahead and get ready and head down to the beehive. Real quick before they get here, I'm going to check on the pigs real fast. And guys, what do you think? Here's Miss Petunia. Do you think she's pregnant? I can't tell. I really can't tell. I haven't seen her go into heat, but we also separated her from Hagrid just in case she was pregnant so that he wouldn't hurt her. And if she is pregnant, she should be due beginning of October. And here we are beginning of September. So we're about a month away from her due date if she is pregnant. And I can't tell. Miss Hermione, we didn't know she was pregnant until 2 weeks before she delivered, which was crazy. But she's a big girl, so she's got a lot of ways to hide any pregnancy that she might be having. The way I was able to tell with Hermione was her teats got really big and they started sagging, which is something she did not have before. And I can't really tell with Petunia. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna head over and check on the chicks, and then I'm gonna show you something else I got down over by the small barn. This batch of hens is doing very well. They have gotten nice and big. And then I've got a broody mama. Like, guys, if I could raise all of my chicks with mamas, I would do it. Because mamas are the way to go. They teach them everything. These ones still have not figured out how to go up into the chicken coop at night. We have to come and put half of them inside. And last night, it started pouring rain. My son came out here to check on them, and none of them went inside. Instead, they were all huddled in a corner getting soaked. They're not the brightest. But here's a mama with her 2 babies, and this is how you are supposed to raise your chicks. Mama does everything. Alright, so I did a thing in town again. I ended up getting some more chicks. This is what happens. They were older, and they had a new batch of chicks coming in, and they needed to hurry up and get rid of the ones that they had. So I got a good deal on 32 more hens. So I have them in here with the turkeys right now, and they're like best friends. I was thinking of putting the turkeys with the other chicks that are over by the big barn, but those are much bigger, and turkeys are even dumber than chickens. Like these guys definitely, if it's raining, they're looking up at the rain and they're drowning. So we lost a lot of turkeys like that back in California. So I decided to go ahead and keep these ones in here. They all get along great. So the turkeys and the hens that I got are staying in here until I can graduate the 50 hens to the big barn, and then we'll move these ones to where those hens are now. But I've got a large assortment of different hens in here, and I can't even tell you which ones they are. They're just a big assortment of different hens, but they're really cute. So now I am well over 150 birds now, chickens. I have got, I don't know how many adult hens, then I've got the 80 new hens, baby hens. So I am doing good. Next year we should have tons of eggs, and hopefully I'll be able to start selling some locally here in town. Well, Robert and Sherry should be here any moment now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready, get my bee suit on, so we can head down to the bees. All right, friends, so we're down here, and the reason we're down here is we're checking for virilimite. And as you can see, this one has a deformed wing, and that is a sign of the wing virus that comes from the mites. So we are gonna go ahead and definitely treat today. I've already seen a few of the mites on the actual bees as well, so we're gonna go ahead and treat for virilimite today. So that way my hive is good for winter.
About a half a cup. Perfect. Just go ahead and set the lid on there. They'll die quickly anyway.
So we did the mite wash. So we've got a bunch of bees in here, about 300, and this is alcohol solution. And after you're shaking it up for a minute, all the mites will drop to the bottom. And I don't know if you can see it on there, but I counted 42 mites. And Robert was saying that's a lot of mites to have. It's supposed to be
less than 3%. You can maybe not treat.
This is way more. This is like 100%.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that we're doing this now. He was saying we could have done this in August. Probably should have, since I'm not planning on keeping any of this honey that they're making. This is for them to go for the winter time. So I probably should have done this in August, but we're doing it now. And hopefully my bees will be okay.
That's definitely a high number. There's a chance they won't make it. I just want to set your expectations. Yeah. But the good thing is, next spring we'll make another split, and they'll have all that resource already built up. Okay. All that honeycomb to be able to come in and start laying in, instead of trying to make all that. And that's another reason why it's like you didn't know all this stuff, right? And like I could tell you over the phone, but it's hard to do without having somebody show you. Yeah. I wish I could have got down here sooner too.
Use that instead of using cellophane or something like that.
Oh, I think your dog got one.
Uh-oh. Did you get one? Well, Robert and Sherry have left, and it is such a beautiful evening that I decided to go ahead and get started on my fall planting. I've got my raised beds that I'm going to go ahead and use for fall, because I can go ahead and put a greenhouse canopy over them and hopefully preserve them longer into winter. I've got a bunch of different lettuces that I'm planting, some bok choy, never grown this before, so this will be new, some lettuce, some chard, arugula, kohlrabi, romaine, spinach, and some radishes. So I'm going to go ahead and sow as many of these as I can in these raised beds. They're all completely empty except for the first bed, which still has some beets and carrots that are growing in it. So I'm leaving that bed alone. I'm going to clean up and fertilize the rest of the other beds, and then we're going to get to planting. I have still some worms inside my garden, which is exactly what I wanted in these raised beds when I put these back in early spring. So that's good to see that they are still in there and they're breaking down and adding a lot of nutrients to my soil. Alright, so my raised beds, when I put them together, I used the screws that came with it, and they all started breaking. So I went through and put new screws in, but I ran out of screws, and I didn't get to finish them all. So I thought I had come back and redid them all, but apparently I missed some. And this bed, this last one right here, is already starting to fall. The bottom part has fallen out. The only thing that's keeping the soil from falling out is the cardboard that I had put down. So the cardboard hasn't fully broken down, so it's holding all of the dirt up. And I don't want to lose that soil, so I'm going to have to fix that right now. I'm going to go ahead and push all the soil to one side. Hopefully I can get some screws in there and save that, and then go ahead and put the soil back over. So that's going to take me a minute. I need to go find the screws and a drill to go ahead and take care of that before I plant anything in that side of the bed. Alright, now that I've got that fixed, I can go ahead and finish planting what I'm going to plant in that bed. I lost some of the soil, but that's okay. You know, the chickens will go through it and dig it up, and it will make nutrients for the soil that's down here on the ground. Alright, I'm going to go put all this stuff inside the pump house and get my water so we can go ahead and water this down. Alright, it is time to go ahead and lock down the homestead. Got to put our watch pups to bed first. They always get their treat before they go to bed, and it helps them get them inside. And then I'm going to lock down the rest of the homestead for the night. Thank you, friends, for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. As always, I hope all is well, and have a blessed day.